Hey everybody, so this is the run of the new Vateshran Arena on Veteran. I did go in blind, hence this is not a guide video or anything. I will add timestamps in case you wanted to watch something again or repeat a part or skip to a part. This might be a bit of a long video. I did fast forward some stuff. I did cut some of the ad pulls out to make it not as long as it took me originally to clear it for the first time. However, I didn't want to cut all of it out because it's quite interesting. It's also nice for me to watch back at some point. I did go in completely blind. I did not watch any guide videos or anything on it beforehand. However, a couple friends gave me one or two tips. So they told me, for example, to start with the green one, which is what I did here. And yeah, so far it's pretty linear. It's like a dungeon almost. And you get through a couple ad pulls and then you'll meet these gatekeepers once in a while. Even in the blue and the red one, there'll always be sort of bigger ads that function as gatekeepers. But they didn't really look like much of a problem. Though I did hear that depending on which one you start with, green, blue or red, they will get higher in difficulty. So if you do the green one first, it's going to be the easiest one. If you do the blue one first, it's going to be the easiest one in terms of ad and boss health, I suppose. So here I've forwarded this, just a couple ad pulls, and then there's this bristleback gatekeeper that keeps on chasing after you. It's really hard to get rid of him. But it's not a big problem. Like, even if he catches you once or twice, you're not gonna die from it. We can interrupt him too if he wants to charge. And yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of health, so it's not very spectacular. It's more of a problem not to get stuck on his horns and get pushed around. But yeah, there, another interrupt. So as you can see, it's not really too hard. It went pretty quickly actually. And then we move on. These are the first real bosses. By the time I did this, and even now, because I still haven't looked at any guides, I've not fully understood the mechanics yet, so if I'm saying something wrong in this video, you'll have to bear with me, because I did actually not read up on any of the mechs. It's just what I've experienced from my first run there. So there's 3 of these big lurcher things, and only one of them will glow green. At this point there, they also do the big AoE, which you have to dodge, or just get out of. At this point I thought you had to kill all of these Spriggans in order to, because it says prevent the blessing from being reclaimed, and then I interrupted this one here, so I'm not really sure what the reclaiming of the blessing is, but I did figure out later on in the run that if you do not interrupt or kill the Spriggans, you do get a blue screen and things start going downhill, so it's probably a good thing to at least interrupt them. Alright then, here comes the second one. I fast forward this again. And then I'm trying to take care of the Spriggan. I wasn't really sure whether I have to kill them or just interrupt them, so I just went for it anyway. Which is why this fight took me a little bit longer than it probably should have been. And now the second one, the first one you fought breaks free again. However, you can only ever do damage to the one with the yellow frame around it. So the one that's lighting up. And there apparently I lost that blessing thing, because the screen turned blue. I could still do damage, but then it said on the screen on the top there, defeat a blessed Spriggan to reclaim the blessing. So I suppose that you have to kill them at least as soon as your blessing is gone, or something like that. Quite interesting anyway. It's a fun fight, not too hard. And then yeah, eventually you just focus the one with the yellow-greenish frame around it, because that's the one you can damage. The other ones are immune. Even in terms of incoming DPS, as you can see here, the big AoE, I just blocked that, and a lot of the things you can just roll dodge. It's not too bad as long as you can keep your blocks up and not stand in AoEs and dodge things. And yeah, there they went. And then you acquire the grapple bow, which is probably in hindsight now why people told me to do the green one first, because in the blue one you can use the grapple bow to get a Magicka buff if you're in a Magicka class. But I'll show you that in a little bit. So there's nothing too spectacular on the way to the next boss. The next boss is fun though, I must say that was probably one of the most fun fights that I've done in this game so far. The mechanics are pretty simple, at least what I think to be the mechanics. I've not, as I said before, I've not checked anything yet, so... You can use the grapple bow there. This looked a bit suspicious to me because I wasn't sure if I had to like air grapple like in Unhollowed Grave if you want to get to the secret bosses, but you can literally just use them and you'll always land on the platforms below them. So there's nothing hard about the grappling part here. And then there's a couple more ads. And another grappling section which leads up to the final boss of the Green Arena. There's 2 bosses. No, actually that's a lie. I think there's 3 in the blue one, if you count that little one in the beginning. Like, or if you count the bristle neck gatekeeper here. Alright, just killing that other Hajmota gatekeeper there. And then we grapple on to the final boss, which is a Minotaur that will chase you and has pretty strong heavy attacks. It was quite fun to do actually. This was my first try too. So in the beginning I just started doing damage to him because I didn't really know what else to do. However, I did notice that some of the platforms are red and others are blue, and that he'll jump over whenever he wants to, but he'll also chase you if you go to a different platform. So now we're on a blue platform, like an ice one, and eventually after you've done a little bit of damage to him, he will spawn 2 ads. I'll go back there first. You gotta be a bit careful with the grappling, because while you're grappling you can't really block because your weapon is stowed on your back. And then I realized these ads in the middle that are sitting there on each platform, not the yellow ones. The yellow ones are pretty easy to kill, as you can see. They're going down quite fast, so I just went for that. And then I realized he was immune. So I just decided to, well, pretty much piss off, because I wasn't going to stay on a platform with a guy that can hurt me, but that I can't hurt. And then I realized that I can hurt him on the blue platform, so that was pretty obvious that as soon as he turns red and is immune on a red platform, you just go over to a blue one and you can damage him there. And then he went immune again, so I went over to the next platform where I could damage him. It's just pretty much go in circles or back and forth, whatever you prefer. And that's his heavy attack, by the way. And then I realized that these guys have to be interrupted. So I just literally jumped from platform to platform and bashed all of them. And it seemed to have stopped that mechanic. Looks like he's immune. No, he's not. I can damage him here. Yeah, so if you've been playing ESO for a while and you know what it looks like if you can interrupt something, and you know what a heavy attack looks like, this is actually pretty simple. You just kill these yellow ads, the archers, or whatever they are. Interrupt the big ones, or like the middle ones, the 4, like now when they do their fire thing. I got stunned there and just escaped his heavy attack, which he is about to do. Not sure what I did there. Oh, I probably was gonna, yeah, go for the yellow ads. I did try to really play it safe there. Mostly because I had no idea what's gonna happen if I don't. And, yeah, bring him over to the blue platform, because he's immune again. And then it's just rinse and repeat, really. And it's really easy to interrupt them, because they're right next to the grapple posts. So you can just grapple over and bash, and grapple over and bash, and grapple over and bash, and that'll be it, really. And there's yellow ads again, but those die really quick as well. And he's immune, so I'll have to bring him to a different platform. Yeah, he's not immune over here. No, those go off again. They are a bit of a pain in the ass because they do come quite frequently, but just play the mechanics and nothing bad is gonna happen. Dodge the heavies, kill the ads, interrupt the other ads. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes anyway. There might be some secret tricks to that or something that I don't know about, but this was the way I found the easiest, so just went for another round of interrupting. And then I was hoping to kill him there with my ultimate, but he went immune, so I had to bring him over to the blue platform and kill him there, hopefully, before these fire guys go off again. Yeah, and he's done. Anyway, I've got to say I really enjoyed that fight. It's not too hard. You can keep a good overview on everything. The interrupts are not too bad either, because you just grapple right next to them and just bash, so that was good fun. Not too easy, but not too hard. And off we go into the blue arena. Now it's pretty much the same here. You're just going on like in a dungeon, killing the ads. There's different ads in the blue arena. This seems to be more of like a Daedra one, with a lot of Daedric mobs and bosses. So I just moved on here, killing a bunch of the ads. In case you're wondering why I have Crushing Shock on, is because I do run Crushing Shock in Maelstrom Arena a lot for interrupts, like on the ice stage and the fire stage and several other stages, and I was expecting more things in here to need interrupts, so I decided to use that as a spammable for the arena. Just because range interrupts are nice, and it does do decent enough damage to kill these things anyway, as you can see. Alright, I was just pulling that ogre, or ogrim over there and killing it. And then I realized that you could go on straight down there, but also over there. And realized that I was able to grapple, so I just decided to check it out. And that scared me a little bit there, because that looks like the wall's gonna push you off. But yeah, just decided to follow that path, because I didn't really know where to go anyway. And just went over there. It's the same with the other thing. You can just grapple there. You don't have to be scared or pay attention to anything. You land on the platform anyway. I suppose you could try to like air grapple the next one right away for speed runs or something. And then I found this thing over there, and it turns out it put my Magicka from 35k or something all the way up to about 40-ish, 41k or so. So it's like a free Magicka buff, about an extra 5 or 6k Magicka, I guess, which is really nice. And as I said before, in hindsight, also the reason why people advise you to, on a Magicka character, start with the green one, so you can grab that buff, get stronger, get more resources. Alright, here I went straight over the bridge. There was another one of these, well, this one's called Dire Warden. I suppose it has the same function than the Gatekeepers. I did try and kill everything in terms of ads, because I was not sure if it might bug out, or if some achievements wouldn't work if I don't kill everything. And then we approached the first boss here in the blue arena, Zakuryn the Sculptor. And I had no idea what to do with him, to be honest. So I just decided to damage him and leave that flesh abomination alone for the time being, which worked pretty well. Up until a point where he got invincible or immune to my DPS, which should be sometime around now. Yes, there. So there's gotta be some way to avoid that. And looking back, just seeing that big smash that the flesh abomination did there, that leaves like an icy circle on the ground like this there. It might be like in the Ice Reach dungeon, where you have to bring the big frost Atronach towards the boss so he smashes him. So that might be a way to get rid of the shield. There I tried, but I couldn't really get him close enough. However, now I'm not sure if the boss went, if I could damage the boss now just because the flesh abomination died, or because the hit from the smash actually hit the boss. And I'm still not aware how that worked. However, it did work out nicely, and I could just kill the boss there. This was still no death, as you can see. Still got 15 out of 15 lives on my first ever run in there. However, that went downhill really badly with the last boss, because I had no idea what to do at first, and then things started bugging out, but we'll get there. So I just went in there and realized there's like buffs you can grab. Trying to kill the Watchers. And then it teleported me right back to the beginning. So I realized that these amplify synergies you can pick up probably have something to do with how long you can stay in these portal areas. And at the end of each of the portal areas, there'll be a saw bridge chain that you can draw, and it'll build a bridge to the next area. And that is a pretty lengthy part of the arena, because there's like 3 more of these portal ways with the amplify synergies that you have to do, and a couple of ad pulls like here in between. Yeah, so I was just killing the ads there. I skipped that bit, and then I found one of these things there, and turns on if you just run over it, it'll give you another little Magicka buff, and it'll give you another 1k Magicka, I think. So I'm not sure how many there are in each of the arenas, because I didn't see any of them in the green one. I'll probably pass them by, I guess, or maybe they're just not there if you start with the green one. But anyway, so I picked that up and got an extra 1k Magicka, which put my Magicka pool up to 42k then, which is very nice. So you can get stronger and stronger if you pick up all of these things. Unfortunately, I don't know where they all are yet. I might make an actual guide video, do another run, film it all, and let you know all of the locations to it. But anyway, I did another one of these portal things, got ported back to the start a couple times, because I'm not sure if you have to kill the Watchers or if you can just amplify synergy and pass them all by and pull the chain to build the bridge up. I opted to kill everything because I didn't want to miss out on any achievements or stuff. There was another Magicka buff here, which gave me even more Magicka. Another portal. I skipped all of that. And then we're going to the next boss. So I'm not sure if this is meant to be the last boss or the middle boss of the arena, because he is technically at the end of the thing. But I decided to build all the bridges first and went all the way to the end where he is. And then I killed him first, and the big dragon one later. So he'll spawn a copy of himself, sort of a shade. But there will be a portal once in a while that will teleport you to the room that he's actually in. So you can damage him for a little bit, and then you'll get teleported back into the sort of prison cell where the shade is. And then you'll have to fight the shade again a bit and wait for the portal to come up again. So this is this. Now I'm locked in here with the shade again. And at first I thought you have to kill it, but it looks like the portal's on a timer because it's up now, which I probably didn't realize, or I just wanted to kill the shade first. Alright, so I go through the portal and I'm back in the room with the boss. There's also these little AoE thingies left and right. I'm not sure what that's meant to be. Maybe he can pull you into them and it'll kill you like he just did there, but maybe I just got lucky and got stuck in the middle. Anyway, back to the room with the shade. And back through the portal, some more boss damage. It's pretty much rinse and repeat. I did not realize any other mechanics other than the pulling in and the chains that are coming from the ground, but you should know those already from old dungeons like Crypt of Hearts. So there wasn't really any big surprises or things I didn't understand in here. It was straightforward for the most part. Don't get caught in AoEs, avoid AoEs. And then there's these two lanterns on the side there that you can damage, but I'm not sure why I would do that. Maybe it gives you another buff, or maybe it stuns him and makes and you can damage him for a bit longer. Either way, one of those. So a straightforward boss fight. Yep, gotta get out of there. At times I also had that blue glow around me, which reminded me of the last boss in Black Rose Prison when you get hit by the ghosts, but I didn't really see anything to cleanse or so not sure. And that was that. So now, back to the middle, to the last boss of this. There was another Magicka buff there. I'm not sure if they're always in the same place or they can be in several spaces. And then the last boss was a dragon. Oh well, not I think those things have names as well. Not really a dragon, but like a Lord Warden type of Dragon Daedra thing. And I found a portal. I didn't know where it would lead me. Turns out it's like Maelstrom Arena. You get up to the top and you can kill ads there. There was another buff there as well, which was nice. And then I decided to jump back down and do more damage to the dragon. Now, he does spawn these little eyes there. This one's called Sentinel of Vulnerability. I'm not sure if it makes me more vulnerable in the fight if I leave it up for too long. But the name sounded like it, so I decided to kill it. Which took quite a while actually. That thing had a bit of health. Quite annoying. And yeah, obviously there's also sigils like in Black Rose or in Maelstrom around the outsides of the things, but I wanted to do a run without sigils because by that time I hadn't died yet and I thought I could get through. And then I went back up. And it turns out you really have to go through the portal and kill these things because they multiply really quickly. And you might end up, like I did in the end, you'll see that, with like 10 or so, or 12 of them up there. A nice kind of achievement there. And then there was another one of these eyes spawning, but by that time I wasn't really aware whether I should do more boss damage or more eye damage, or what's the best way to do it. But I wanted to go the safe route and kill the ads. Or the eyes. Oh, almost died there. And yeah, as you can see, there's a whole lot of these guys up there now. And I was really unlucky because I got pushed straight back down, so I couldn't kill them. And then things started to get a little bit difficult. So there was still this vulnerability thing there, which I tried to kill. Might have been smarter to just try and kill the boss at that point, but oh well. And then there was another one of these eyes spawning and a portal behind it, so I decided to go up there because these green beams from the Watchers really got a whole lot. So I really had to go around there and try to get rid of as many of those as possible, because I really didn't want to wipe with the boss being at what, like 4% health or so. But yeah, I got rid of a couple of them, pulled a meteor, and then the thing died, thankfully. And that's the blue arena. It seemed pretty easy so far. Onto the red one. Same thing, couple of ads. And then I spotted that portal back there, which looked pretty much like all of the portals from the blue arena. So I was wondering what happened if I went in there. And I don't know if you can do that if you haven't beaten the blue arena yet, but it's the same thing here with the amplify thingies. So it might be like in the green one you get the grapple bow, so you can use it in the blue one, that you have to do the blue one first in order to use that portal. Maybe someone can confirm that in the comments or not. However, don't tell me the whole mechanics in the comment. I'll make sure to watch the video. And yeah, turns out you get an Essence of Fortitude, which gives you a health buff of like 5k-ish. Just like the Magicka one before. So I suppose you can only use the portals if you have done the blue arena first. Other than that, just a bunch of ads, a couple of gatekeepers as you can see here. This time it's a Daedroth. The little scamps actually do quite a lot of damage. I noticed that going through here. So you might want to take them out before you attack the gatekeeper. I was going to see if I could like pull them all together here. But yeah, those little scamps are nasty. They probably do more damage than the big things. And then we have a Brimstone Warden again. This time it's a Daedroth. He doesn't really do too much damage though. It's just do the Maelstrom Shuffle and circle around him. And you'll be fine, and that one will lead you up to the first boss, the Magma Queen. Just like a Nyx, a bigger Nyx sort of thingy. It looks really nice actually. I did enjoy the design of the bosses in here for the most part. And yeah, not too much to say about this one actually. It spawns portals where little scamps come out. It also spawns other ads like the Iron Atronach here. I didn't notice anything to avoid that in particular. I don't think you can destroy the portal. And then she spawns these little volcanoes like this one here, like you know them from Bloodroot Forge. When the big bull thingies hit the ground with their axe and then they keep on spewing fire at you. So I wasn't really sure whether I'm supposed to stand on them at all times or just once in a while, because they don't really do that much damage either. So I decided to just get rid of the ads first and go on it once in a while for, I don't know what for really. But then there turned a second one up, so maybe you can interrupt that, like when she casts the straightforward line like this. I think that might have something to do with the volcanoes spawning, and maybe you're supposed to interrupt that before they even spawn. Uh, anyway, I took a bit of damage in the end, but nothing too bad, and it wasn't too hard to kill her then. Yeah, so that's that. After you killed her, you will see this sort of glowing ball. I forgot what it's called, the thing right in front of us there. The Brimstone Orb. And it does look like its health bar is made it invincible, but you can actually damage it and grab that buff, which allows you to just freely run over the lava for a certain amount of time. Alright, so as you pass the lava, you get to the next bit, kill the ads, and then you can already see the next Brimstone Orb. Grab that and just move on. You might have noticed that in the blue arena I was able to pick up all these little magic buffs for 1k that were spread out all over the arena because they were fairly easy to spot. Over here I just thought, since the Brimstone Orb protection doesn't last for too long, I'll probably have to get to the next one fairly quickly, so I did not find any of these orbs in my run here. I'm pretty sure there are some, like little red health orbs or fortitude orbs that will give you another 1k health or so, like there is in the blue arena with the Magicka. But yeah, just running through here I couldn't find any, so they might be hidden in the corners of that lava pit or elsewhere. So here I'm killing the next Brimstone Warden, and that will lead us up to the final boss, which will not really have any mechanics that you haven't seen yet, so it makes it easier. Right, I think it was just putting new food on, repairing my gear. And then just randomly attack the guy, not knowing what he was going to do. But it was fairly simple to figure out. You can already see the Brimstone Orb in the corner there. So I was trying to get him somewhere closer to there, and then he did this, which also shoots you if it passes you by. So it's not just avoiding the lines, but the lines will also take a shot at you. So if the lines pass by, you can block or dodge. And then he did this, which pretty much looked like a good situation for that Brimstone Orb thing. So I took that and decided to take a sigil because this guy is actually quite nasty to fight. He will get in really close and you have to pretty much dodge his attacks constantly. So that does make it a little bit harder to actually put some decent damage on him because he will keep on running out of your AoEs. And just following you around. And then he'll also spawn these big flamey skeletons. So I was getting ready for the next lava phase there, grabbing the next Brimstone Orb and then trying to put some damage on the skeleton because the big fire colossus will keep on spawning little skeletons, and it just makes it harder to get damage on the boss. But yeah, other than avoiding his light and mostly heavy attacks, getting out of that circle thing if he spins it, and grabbing the Brimstone Orbs if he puts the whole place on fire, it's pretty much straightforward. There was this other thing that you just saw there where he stands in the middle and just like puts little AoEs out around him, but that's fairly easy to dodge or block, so that's not too hard either. Grabbing the next Brimstone Orb then. I wonder how many times I've already said Brimstone in this video. And another skeleton. Decided to not kill the skeleton this time, just to keep myself somewhere close to the orb in case he puts the place on fire, and try and kill the boss because he was on such low health that I was able to execute him then. Was I? I hope so. Yeah, there he goes. Alright, and that's that. So by that time, I thought, okay, this is easy. This is like the first time I ever went in there, and pretty much blind, with the exception from a couple hints or tips from friends. And I found the whole thing really easy up until this point, and as you might see in the end, I have no life left, because it actually took me about 15 or 16 tries to kill that last boss, because it bugged out a lot. My heavy attacks just at times wouldn't register. Like, I'd aim at something, press R2, hold it down, and nothing happens. There is a whole lot of adds that also have a lot of health. I did run this with the Shadow and without Ellie Drain before, and once I traveled out, switched my Mundus Stone to the Lava and put Ellie Drain on, it started getting a lot easier. Things died quicker. So this is like a tether mechanic. These guys will be tethered and walk in. Obviously, if you touch the tether, you will die. So you'll have to kill one of them, which is fairly hard because there's a lot of other bone skeletons and adds running around the place everywhere. And then once you got the boss down to 10%, it's not over. You can see 3 portals on the sides. There's one over there, none over here, but a fire one to the left now. And then in the back of me there's the green one, just like the arenas. So the first time I went in here, I thought, oh nice, 10%, easy enough. But this is a wipe mechanic, so at 10% you have to grapple over and go through the portal, pressing synergy. And while you're in here, you have to kill adds, or one specific add. It's the Void Chill Fiend in here. And the boss keeps on healing herself up, so the longer it takes you to kill that add, the more health she'll have when you get back out. I'm just going to let this play for a bit. There, the Chill Fiend goes down, so I'm going to have to look for the portal. It's over here. And that'll take me back to the arena, and the whole thing starts again. So you pretty much have to kill that boss about 4 times. There comes the tether mechanic again. Trying to put Ellie Drain on that shade and trying to get it down without having that Shade Colossus constantly in my way. So this is not the easiest bit, because sometimes your light and heavy attacks don't really hit the thing you want to hit. Alright, and I got a whole lot of adds there, so I pulled an ultimate here to get rid of them, because if you get too many of these adds, it's getting rough as well. The boss is down to 10% again. So I went through the next portal, grappled over, and then you have to fight adds in here while the boss is healing herself. The Flame Shapers are actually quite a pain in the ass, because they'll appear all the way throughout the fight. And then there's this thing again, Flame Shapers up at the same time. So a lot of incoming damage here. I'm just shielding. And running away from this guy to not get hit by his attacks so much while I'm trying to put some damage on him. It's probably a better way to do this, but I wanted to really play it safe in the end, because I've already failed like 14, 15 times on this one. So here we are back in the middle. Boss is back up. Tether mechanic again. I'm just putting an ultimate down here because all of these colossuses are really a pain in the ass. And I think at this one it got really close. The Flame Shaper's out there too. Managed to range interrupt that. And yeah, this was the one that got really close, but the thing eventually died and I could just slip through. But as you can see, there is a lot of movement involved with this boss fight, and a lot of adds in there as well that can all range attack you or flame shapers and you got archers shooting at you, so you really have to keep your shield up all the time and try to get rid of the ads while doing some damage to the boss. It's not an easy fight, I think, at least in my opinion. So in the last portal phase she healed herself up quite a bit. I had to do the tether mechanic again. And then I tried to get rid of that stupid flame shaper because that's been getting on my nerves about the whole fight. Boss down to 10% and going into the last portal, the green one, and this will be one of these Minotaurs or bull people bosses. That's over there, and you'll throw some AoEs on the ground. It's pretty much like Falkreath style. However, since I got really close to defeating the boss, I decided to kill some of the ads first so I wouldn't get one shot in here by some stupid flame shaper, which occasionally hit me for 30k even though my shield was up, so I'm not really sure if that's just bugged or anything. Also decided not to use an ultimate in here. Maybe it would have been smarter to use an ultimate on that guy so the boss doesn't heal up too much, but I really wanted to have a Destro ult for when I get the tether mechanic for the last time then. So that wouldn't screw me over if I couldn't target the right shade. Yeah, so there we go. You got the shade of that bull out here now as well, which puts nasty AoEs on the ground. And then I got quite lucky here because that Shade Colossus didn't go into my way too much, so I could easily kill the Shade there and get out of it. But as you can see, there's a lot of ads now. So I put a Destro ult in there, not even on the boss, just on these guys, to get rid of the Flame Shaper and the Bull and all that stuff. Yeah, that was quite a stressful fight, because you've already pretty much killed it 3 times, gone through 3 portal phases, and now she's still at like 40% health and keeps on doing the tether thing and keeps on spawning more ads. And then the Flame Shaper you can see there in the back. I was gonna try and interrupt it, but it didn't really work, so I just shielded and dodged out. And then there was so many ads in here that Destro Ultimate would be really handy right now. Flame Shaper going off again, and I think I'm gonna put that ultimate on the boss there. At least that's what I do right now. Yeah, there it is. Try to get all the ads underneath the boss and have the ultimate on the boss and Ellie Drain and everything, interrupt Flame Shaper. Yeah, it was quite stressful, this one, to be honest. But yeah, this went very well. So there was only 2 ads barely alive. I keep on doing AoEs and interrupting the flame dude if the bash decides to work. And then just before we would have gotten another tether mechanic I was able to execute. Anyway, so my impression of this arena is quite good one. A lot of fun mechanics. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you can beat it or not. Yeah, and enjoy it. Good luck with it.